If this corn had feelings, it would say, "I love it when you hill me up." You see, just 2 weeks ago, I hilled these plants up. We had had wind that knocked them over, and I just pulled them back up and hilled them up. But even if you don't have wind that knocks your corn over, it's still a really good idea to hill your corn up. So what does that mean, to hill up your corn, and why should you do it? I'm going to show you exactly how to hill your corn up, and I'm going to share with you the advantages that your corn has when you do. Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to my organic garden.
All I have needs, I have not provided.
What you want to do is hill up the dirt around it. Just pull it up and dig up some dirt. That part is easy, but the fascinating thing to me that I learned from doing this many years ago was, even if the corn doesn't blow over in the wind, all these hills and valleys help hold the water through the month of May, when it's typically very dry here in Central Florida. And so now when I water, these little dips in the dirt are going to hold the water until it actually has a chance to soak in instead of just run off. And I think that's a pretty cool thing that I learned. A blessing in disguise. When I'm done here, I'll be watering. This soil has really dried out with all the wind and now the sunshine. Hilling corn is hard work, but there's some definite advantages to it. So let me show you what my hilling looks like so you can see the dips and the valleys that I was telling you about. I just used a hand trowel and pulled up dirt around each and every stalk so that they're upright. And I did notice that some of them were putting out more feeder roots off to the side. And that is one reason why you want to go ahead and hill your corn when it gets to be about knee high. It gives those new roots extra support, and they're looking for more nutrients in the soil. The other advantage of hilling your corn, especially if you have sandy soil and you're in a dry season, it makes all these little craters that hold the water and give it a chance to soak down into the soil. And that way the corn actually gets the water instead of it running off into the pathways. After I hilled the corn up, I waited a couple of days, and then I put mulch in between the rows of corn, and also went ahead and dressed the sides of the corn down the pathways as well. I wait until this stage before I add mulch. That gives me a chance to go ahead and hill them up, see how they're doing, and then the mulch helps to keep the moisture in during this time of year. And it's May, and that is one of the driest months that we have here in Central Florida. These are the feeder roots that come out when the corn is probably around 6 to 8 weeks old. And that is one reason why you should hill your corn up. So I dug away where I had hilled up just so I could show you what these roots look like. If you don't hill them up, they put their roots out and they find nothing but air. So take the time to hill your corn, and your corn will be very happy about it. Companion planting with corn can be very tricky. You hear a lot of people talk about planting beans and squash with your corn, and it doesn't always work out. Beans can pull corn down, and squash doesn't always get along well with corn either. So what do you believe? Well, it may take a lot of trial and error, and that's what I have done. Be sure to visit my Etsy shop. You'll find a garden journal that will become a living document that you will enjoy for years to come. This is black-eyed peas growing at the base of the corn. I wait until the corn gets about 8 or 12 inches high, and then I plant black-eyed peas. Now, black-eyed peas and corn get along together well because the peas introduce nitrogen into the soil while they're growing, and the corn loves nitrogen. The tricky part about adding peas to your corn is that peas take a lot of sunshine. If I plant peas in between the rows of corn, there's too much shade, and peas require a lot of sun. So I planted peas only on the outsides of the corn. And what I plant on the inside of corn is pumpkin. This pumpkin will weave in and out of the corn, and I really don't know what advantage the pumpkin has for the corn. I just know they get along quite well. This is a volunteer peanut plant that came up because last year when I harvested peanuts, I didn't find them all. These are peanuts that I planted on purpose. And you see they're in the corn in the middle between the rows. As you can see here, the peanut plants don't mind a little bit of shade. So by the time these guys get big enough, like this one, the corn is going to be harvested, and then I will cut the corn down at the level of the soil and just leave the roots in. And that way I'm not disturbing the peanuts that will be growing underground by that time.
Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me.